Hi, I'm Buddy Mueller, owner and DJ of TBM Productions. Wanted to take a few minutes here to explain some of the equipment that we use. And the reason why I want to do that is get a little technical, but also so you understand why we're not a $200 hour DJ or $200 of event DJ. And the reasons why is the equipment that we use. First thing first, our music is all digital music. We use 99% MP3 files, but I do not use a computer to do it. I don't believe in software doing it. I do live real-time mixing. What I'm going to do is show you a little bit of equipment here. One of the things right in front of me is a Denon digital controller. Denon made this unit and unfortunately just recently discontinued it, but it's a phenomenal unit that actually has two separate play areas for the unit, and you can actually control them just like little mini turntables on each side. Above the unit, I have a digital mixer, and that right there will blend and cover all the music. Also connected to the digital controller is a CD player, so we can play normal CDs, and I do have a few CDs which we do rely upon. But again, about 99% of our job is in the MP3 format. We want at least a 320 kilobit MP3, and the reason why that's a very high quality sound and very clear, and I'll go to that in a second. Right below it, we have our sound box, which we have Audio-Technica microphones. This is the same microphone system as Bruno Mars uses on his touring system. It is a 4-unit microphone system on that end. We have body packs, wireless microphones, and I'm using a wired microphone today due to the fact that I want to show my equipment off and make it a little easier to connect to the camcorder which we're using. We also have, you see below that, a DBX digital equalizer. That's going to create sound, and it actually has an input on it to hook a microphone up to it so we can actually hit sound in the room and verify, make sure your speakers are set correctly and the microphones don't squeal when you talk. Below that, I also have a power conditioner, which conditions the power so I don't get a lot of feedback back in the speakers as well as the sound system. And then we have, from Art Equipment, is actually a zone mixer. A zone mixer, I can go up to 6 separate zones, so I can do 6 separate speakers in 6 different areas and have 2 different sources. So I can have the music coming off the digital controller here, or I could pick another source such as a pre-recorded CD or pre-recorded music for another area. So if you had music in the main ballroom or the main area where you're having a reception or a party at, you want the main music and so forth going on over there, and then a secondary area such as a bar or another area for people to relax and wanted like smooth jazz or something along those lines, you can do that very easily. Also, we can switch back to the original source, so when we make announcements, it can be heard in that area. I'm going to walk through a little bit with our speaker systems that we use. I'm going to start over in the end over here. This is our big baby right here. This is our PRX 535 speaker system from JBL. Most of our speakers are JBL because I like the sound quality, the sound definition, and the quality of the speakers themselves. The PRX series is a self-contained speaker. This is a 1,000-watt speaker. It is powered by a crown amplifier built into the back of the unit. It is a 3-way speaker, so you have a high, mid, and a built-in woofer, which gives a nice definition of sound and nice booming bass without having additional subwoofers. Right next to it is actually one of the speakers we first started with when we started in 2003, and that is a JRX 125. I'm sorry, no, 115. The 115 is a 2-way speaker with a 15-inch subwoofer, and we actually replaced the tweeters on this with a Selenium tweeter, which actually takes a little more power. This is a non-amplified speaker, so we do have an amplifier as well as a controller for this, which we run separately. A lot of times we use these speakers in areas which we still want to have high volume of sound, around 300 watts of power, but that we want to control the equalization a little differently and control each volume, each speaker separately. So if we had like a second room, we'd put this either on the floor or on a stand. Just like the PRX most of the time we'll put it onto a stand, but sometimes if it's unstable or depending on the room, we'll put it on the floor. Right above it, we have a KRK monitor speaker. KRK makes monitor speakers that actually, what you do is when you go to a recording studio and record a album or you recorded music, this is a speaker system you would use in there. It's a self-powered, self-contained speaker. We primarily use this for very small venues, or when we do a wedding ceremony and provide music for a wedding ceremony, we would actually hide these speakers in the area with a small mixer, and that's one of the few times I actually use a laptop for music. And the nice thing about these, because they are very rich in sound and they project very nicely, they fill a good-sized room without having a very large package and big, large speakers during the ceremony. A lot of chapels love it because the fact that the sound quality of it for speech and sound reinforcement when they're doing the vows, as well as the priest talking, as well as the bride and groom talking. So a lot of people love this. Last but not least, we have here, which is a new to our system, are the JBL Eon speakers. These are 315s. These are actually about the same power as these speakers right here. They are a 15-inch subwoofer, and as well as a tweeter. It's a two-way speaker. This we use for our karaoke or medium-sized venues. It's basically the same as this, except self-contained. It has its own amplifier. I would use this over this, especially in areas where there's no power outlet to plug in this speaker. This speaker, the power actually comes from the amplifier. We have cabling that can go over, I would say, at least 500 feet worth of cabling that we can connect and fill a room with sound in a lot of different areas. Extension cords and so forth, so on we have. Now our karaoke equipment, I don't have out here today. We'll have our karaoke equipment up later, and then we'll go through that. But our karaoke system, we do still use CDs on that end, due to the fact that it actually gives more wider appeal and better sound quality and better picture quality versus the MP4 or MP3 format for CD. For CDs and for MP3s in the karaoke area. So I thank you very much for coming along and spending a few minutes with us, and so you can understand what we do to provide music. And we'll go over some of the stuff when we do sound reinforcement and karaoke in later videos. Again, this is Buddy with TBM Productions. If you want to contact us, if I can talk right today, it is area code 773-888-DJ for you, or you can look us up on the web at www.tbmproductionsdj.com. Thank you.